Namaskaram to all of you. Now we are in the entering the third week. First week we had few subhashitams, mainly related to the Nitya Sloka, and then last week we had some introduction on Bhagavad Gita, looking at it in an entirely different style probably. We could continue in the Bhagavad Gita as long as we want. Asha wanted some questions to be answered.
Does Hinduism believe in the concept of believing in something without any facts, or does it a way of seeking something for liberation?
What is Hinduism?
Hinduism, that's a big question to answer.
Yeah, if that is understood only, you already classified people as Hinduism.
No.
It's totally undefined. Hinduism itself is undefined. So if you think that people go to temple are Hindus, I am not a Hindu at all because I never go to temple.
Yeah, doctor, you cannot classify people who only go to temple. That's right.
Okay, then who is a Hindu? As far as your definition, who is a Hindu? Who believes in BJP is a Hindu?
No, I have heard that people who used to live near the banks of Indus.
No, we are not. Then Pakistanis are Hindus.
Came to be known as Hindus. No,
See, these are all.
period, they were also Hindus.
Yeah, these are all misinterpretations, misread by history. It is not Sindh Hindu. All that is not related to Hinduism at all. That's all. The word Hinduism itself is coined by somebody else. Those who live in the Bharadagande, Bharadavarshe, Jambudyupe, Meroha Dakshine Parshve, that's a definition. Those who are living in Himalayam Samarabhya Yavat Hindu Sarovaram Tam Deva Nirmidam Desham. Those people who live from Himalaya to that any religion you belongs to, they are living in this land, is considered as Hindus. Got it? To that matter, the second part of the question, what is faith and belief and learning? When you teach a young child about this is a snake, do you show with a snake or you show with a picture of a snake? In the LKG, UKG classes, when I wanted to teach something, do I show a snake or I show that picture of an elephant, picture of a dog and tell this is dog, this is not tree, this is pine tree, this is hill, this is house.
Basically, we will show the picture of the tree.
Yeah, so every religion has to show pictures and then learn about them. So first I believe that there is somebody like this, there is some kahani like this, some story happened like this. Then I start looking at those, study later. I should have faith in that whatever and whoever is saying, then only I will start investigating. If I don't have faith, will I investigate on that? I will never study that.
No.
So, like a normal study, religion is also a study in which we believe what our parents shown us. Maybe somebody told from different stories. Maybe some neighbors, maybe somebody else. That's how we believe in anything. Ghost, God, love. Everything is only heard. He must not have never felt. You must not have never seen something, but still you know that this is how it happens. So first you hear, otherwise touch, otherwise all the indriyas are open to whatever you have. So knowledge comes from indriyas, hearing, seeing. And then from that my thought process will construct only if I want.
Okay. Yeah.
Similarly, there were some Maharshis, Munis who have seen God. Probably, we don't know. They have described it in slokas. They have described it in stories. We don't know whether they have seen or not. In some of the slokas, they say, this is how earlier learned people told me. That's all also mentioned in some slokas. This is how I heard from my predecessors. Ancestors told me like this. My colleagues told me like this. My friends told me like this. My students told me like this. That's also possible. Then from that what we do, if I am a painter, I will create a picture out of it. Correct?
Correct.
That picture comes or poetry comes from the sankalpa which I have, the bhavana which I have, my creativity. That can be in a cinema. When the cinema it comes, it can be totally like some story. That can be even when you talk about a mythological character. I don't think that mythological character is seen by the person who makes movie. Or maybe a historical character also. When I say Akbar, I have only few pictures of Akbar. I may form Krishna by some character, then everybody thinks that Krishna looks like him.
Right.
Not necessarily. If I put Bhima as Mohanlal tomorrow, everybody thinks Mohanlal, when he comes, they will think it is Bhima.
Yeah.
From the names, people take colors of the costumes. You will see in all Mahabharata throughout, Arjuna had white costume. Arjuna itself means silver. Arjun. Silver.
Okay.
Glittering light, white light. Indra, Indra's son. Therefore Indra. Indra is also white. So it doesn't mean that Arjuna never had a black shirt. No. But then white is given to Arjuna, immediately the other character, the costume maker decided the Duryodhana should have black. Duryodhana would have had another color also, who knows. Now, if you look at Peter Brook's movie, his costume sense is entirely different from what we have. Because an English man or an African man or an Australian person will look, the God concept itself is entirely different, based on religion, based on the place. It's all Sankalpa. So that is why the Negro people, maybe if you look at Peter Brook's Mahabharata, if anyone of you have not seen, I must have watched it, not the original play, but the movie. I have seen that 5 hours movie in a theatre. It is a 5 hours movie. And abridged version of 3 hours is available on YouTube. At least a few pieces. Then you know that, oh, this way also I can. That he is perfectly alright by showing without costumes, like with a lot of gold rings, with a lot of mala and all that. Who knows? Nobody had probably. Because cloth itself was not invented those days. We don't know whether churidar was there or maybe pants was there, whether somebody had a different kiridam and all that may not be there. Thrones may not be there those days. No, it's all imaginary by somebody. So the imagination is the next portion. That is true with everyone. Assume Bhagavan is giving light to us, therefore light itself is Bhagavan for me. Therefore sun is my God. The nature force has become the primary God for most of the civilizations. Every civilization looked at the primary God is nature. If you look at Veda, in Veda there are no gods, no Krishna, no Rama, no Govinda, no Vishnu, no Shiva, nobody. It's all in Puranas. Shiva Purana, Vishnu Purana, Devi Purana. These are all Purana. Purana itself means story. So it is created by somebody by reading Veda. Veda is very difficult for people don't understand as it is. It's very hard. Veda, there are no 4 Vedas, only 3 Vedas. In 3 Vedas itself, there is only 1 Veda. Rig Veda is good enough. Rig Veda itself is copied into Sama Veda, Yajur Veda. Atharva Veda, we don't know whether that is the final one or the previous, the first one. So people don't understand this Veda. Neither the Upanishads, Brahmanas, all that what is the derivatives of Vedas, also people may not understand. Because it's not that simple. Brahmanas is not that simple. Aranyakas is never simple. So how do people understand this? Vedangas, if you look at it, one life is not good enough. Brahmanas only rituals. Who will learn these rituals? Theoretical people doesn't like to be in rituals. So Brahmanas are not required. Then lot of Shishyas had a lot of questions and all of them asked a lot of questions and they all become Upanishads. So nobody will be able to understand this. Therefore what happened? Vedas, Brahmanas, Aranyakas, Upanishads, Vedangas, all that become difficult. Upanishads becomes difficult because each disciple has questions and those questions are answered. So how can you understand the guide alone when you don't understand the text? It's like before going to exam you study the guide. Passing exam is fine. Oh, I know Veda, I can tell. But the root questions which comes from the Veda will not be understood by Upanishads. Therefore, what people did? They started creating Mahapuranas. In Mahapuranas, you will see lot of god names. Until then, there are no god names. There are rishis, there are great people who are describing these in a different style, but not in the story way. So, Mahapuranas, Vishnu Puranam, Bhavishya Puranam, Agni Puranam, Markandeya Puranam, Malsi Puranam, Vamana Puranam, no, Kurma Puranam. Every avatars you can have. Vayu Puranam is there, Garuda Puranam, Shiva Puranam, Varaha Puranam. You tell anybody's name, add everything, Narayani, the Naradiya Puranam. You put everybody. And all the characters you can say Puranam, Puranam, Puranam. That means each of their life story. It's like a biosketch of each one of them, which makes sense to understand this is how everything is. Then people started making Upapuranas. Like Veda, Upaveda, for Purana they had Upapuranas. They had Darshanams. They had Smriti, which are told by somebody else. Idihasas. And Idihasas, the Ramayana and Vyasa Bharatam comes. Mahabharatam comes. So you can imagine how much of the origin text, the Sankalpa, has gone into dilutions and what we are studying today in Bhagavad Gita or small scriptures are probably 0.1% of what would have been imagined by the Siddha Purushas, Mahapurushas. And when Ramayana comes, there are different versions. Around 60-70 versions are there. Each country has got a different version. It is not India, Bharat. In each part of the world, there are different Ramayanas. So when we talk about imagination, Sankalpa, whether I should believe in all that is a big question. I still believe because, why do I believe? Now your question is it story, should I believe? Why do people believe? So I will not know why do people believe. I believe because if I don't believe, I will not study. If I don't study, I will not know whether it is correct or not. Naturally. Understood? Just because it is not correct, it doesn't mean it is not correct. It means only I did not understand it properly. So I will have to study more and more. So I am in the process of learning to realize probably it is correct or not. And then, second reason. First reason is I believe, then only I can study. So study is my basic life. Learning and teaching. That is only what I do in my life, nothing else. So if I don't do this, science is also like that. If I don't believe axioms, if I don't believe hypothesis, how am I going to prove a theorem? So there are something which are told. Set cannot be defined. But set has to be defined if I have to study basic mathematics. Later I will know that set is undefined to reach that level. So some axioms have to be understood, taken for granted. How do I know so and so is my father? I have to believe my mother only. Have you seen him being your father? I don't think no child can see somebody becoming his father or her father, right? So you have to believe. I believe my mother. So all of us believe our mother. Similarly, whatever she told also I believe. Whatever my father told, believe. My mother believed in God. My mother believed in the system. My mother believed in Ramayana. My mother believed in Bhagavatam. So in my childhood, I heard Devi Bhagavatam chanting from my mother, as if Devi was standing in front. So if today, just because I become around 60 years old, I keep saying that no, this is not correct, that means I am saying whatever my mother told is foolish. Indirectly, I am saying my mother was a fool until she lived up to 85 years. I don't want to tell my parents are fools. Therefore, I believe in my parents. So the faith is something different. For each individual, it can be different. Suppose somebody says this is Bhagavad Gita book. You can have a lot of questions. Is it the original Bhagavad Gita? No, this is not the original Bhagavad Gita. But still I will say this is Bhagavad Gita. Why do I say that it is a printed version of what Chinmaya explained from Shankaracharya's explanation which Vyasa wrote? Or, okay, then I will ask a question. Did Vyasa wrote 700 slokas or 725 slokas or 745 slokas or 701 slokas? Okay, then I can ask so many other questions. Did Vyasa wrote in different chandas or only one chandas? There are different chandas available. There are maybe another 40 slokas which are in different style than the original one. Do you think Vyasa will write in different style or only one style? Every poet has got their own style. Then some researchers, historians say that Bhagavad Gita had only 200 slokas to start. Then still I can ask, is it why is it 200? How can it be 200? Today also there are Bhagavad Gita with 745, 720, 701, 700. That is the most popular ones. But I am sure some country, somewhere, some people, old people must have had 200 slokas. Somebody would have added. So when I say this is with my present knowledge, what I experienced is this. That's it. That's only what I can say. When I say this is a phone, that means I tell this is a phone. A person who has never seen a phone, what they will think about this? Huh? Is it a phone? It looks like a wooden piece for him. Maybe a plastic piece for him. He doesn't believe because he never seen how a phone works. So if I tell this is Bhagavan Krishna, if you don't know how to experience, you know the use of it, then you know it is a phone. So I have to show him this is how it works. So it's difficult for something to be realized unless you experience. What is the taste of water? Unless you experience, I will not be able to tell you what is the taste of water. So tasting water comes only when you are really feeling thirsty. So to feel thirsty, you will have to work. Similarly, to realize God, there are different methods. One of the method is totally dedicated action. That's what Bhagavad Gita talks about. Getting to God, there are many ways. The simplest method is this. Meditation. Ashtanga Yoga is method. But today most of the people sell Ashtanga Yoga where they don't see spirituality at all. They don't know how to explain spirituality. So it's a huge subject. Maybe hours together we can discuss this, taking huge number of examples, large number of examples. So where are we now? We are in the path of learning what is given to us so that sometime some people can realize God. I have seen God. Maybe there are occasions where you realize, yeah, there is some power which is unimaginable, unpredictable, unachievable to most of us. Maybe a glance it comes. Then I know, oh, this is what I have seen ghosts. I have seen prana going. I have seen prana coming. It's hard to describe to somebody else. If I tell that this is the taste of water, you don't know. Or maybe some item which I have taken, which I have in my life, where you have never tasted. How do I explain the taste of that item to somebody else? So you need lot of travel. You need lot of. I'm not a physical journey. I'm saying the physical travel is not what I'm saying. You need lot of travel, investigating, so that you understand at some point of time you may. So enlightenment is one another question. That's what I'm saying. That enlightenment comes not to everybody. It cannot be given by a blessings. It cannot be given by. It needs lot of practice. It needs lot of satsang. It needs lot of. See, how do you make an iron into a magnet? Not keeping one day together. Maybe you will have to rub a lot. Got it? How do you understand? A guru can give you blessings and then that comes to you with a lot of knowledge. Unless you get it, you don't realize. Understood? I got it. I got it. In my life, until I have seen Brahmashri KPC Anujan Bhattadripad, who has blessed me, I have never fallen in somebody's feet. It doesn't happen. That easily it doesn't happen. When you fell in his feet, I don't think somebody who must have blessed thousands of people in a temple when the dakshina is given or prasadam is given, after that they are supposed to do this. Did they really wept and tears came out of their eyes? I have not seen anybody. But I have seen tears in my guru's eyes. So it needs that sort of a relationship to be built to understand each other. That's very, very essential. Similarly, the meditation master, meeting him and talking to him is a realization. It is, there are few people who get connected, they can connect to people in a different frequency which cannot be understood, cannot be seen. It's very, very difficult. There are a lot of signals around, but this phone knows which call comes to my phone. It is getting spread through all the antenna around this place. It doesn't come straight to my phone. It is there everywhere. Wherever I go with my phone, that follows. That is the Guru Kadaksham. The Guru Kadaksham is that it comes through you, come to you. And it catches you. Only thing, you must tune your mobile for that frequency so that it can catch. Unless you have got a spectrometer, you don't know the white light has got different colors. Your spectrometer has got only 7 colors, therefore you are seeing 7. There were once upon a time Dvandva Pramapakam Yantram. It was not spectrometer. The original grandfather of spectrometer was called Dvandva Pramapakam Yantram. Dvandva Pramapakam Yantram had 9 colors. It has got infrared and ultraviolet also. We don't have today. Now, how do people know that it was there? That is what people are using, the 9 different stones. That was exactly to split light into 9 colors. Because I am not seeing 9 colors, people don't wanted to use it. Therefore, what they did, they have a spectrometer which can see only 7 colors. But then they know that there are different colors. That's why in wavelength spectrum, today I was talking in a radio in Dubai on wavelength spectrum of light and all that. So I talked only 7, because if I tell there is ultraviolet, infrared, cosmic rays are there, then people don't understand that because they have not seen it. So I was talking about colors of light. If I was talking about only spectral distinctions, then I would have used a different wavelength also. So what is seen is not what is to be believed. There are theories beyond what can be seen, beyond what can be heard. Just because I am not hearing doesn't mean there is no sound wave. Otherwise, how the telephone will catch that sound wave? There is sound wave which is not acceptable to me. But there is a different sound wave for different animals. There, one animal, one frequency in which it talks, that animal will understand. A cow can communicate to another calf, but only that calf understands the cow frequency. We don't understand that, no. In the sea, fish can communicate through water. What frequency it communicates? So, because I am not able to capture it, I cannot say. So, which I don't know, I don't believe. When I learn, I understand. So, there is a slow marginal difference between understanding, learning, and believing. So, first believe, learn is the boundary, and then get into understanding. So, there is no question whether Dr. TPS believe in God or not. I understood what is God. Okay. So, don't use the word we believe. No. I don't believe in God. Therefore, I don't go to temples sometime. Sometime I go because there are a lot of things to be learned from temple also. Temple is a beautiful place. Temple is a beautiful place of learning. There are many things to be learned in temples. Lot of people will come. It's a place of socializing. It's like a textbook given to you wherein you can learn the ABCD. So temple is a place of learning for me. Temple is a place of knowledge center. Some temple, because of the acharas which they have done, temple becomes powerful because many people go there. It is contributed by the priest who does puja. If I am a priest who knows how to do puja with an achara, with all the mantras, I can change a stone into a god. And if I do all that wrongly, the stone also will, the Shankara will go back to the stone. So what is temple? Temple is only a place where I gather people to come together so that I can control or send the messages of God. There is air everywhere. But when I want the air to go into the tube, I don't open the valve and then say air go inside, go inside. It doesn't go. I want compressed air so that I can fill my tire. So I will have to go to a pump. Similarly, God is everywhere. But to fill in me, I will have to go to a temple where it is compressed and kept. Got it? When you realize these differences, you will start telling that I don't have to go to temple because God is inside me. It is as if I don't have to read ABCD, I don't have to read the alphabets when I start writing poetry. But just a small child cannot say that no, my father is not learning ABCD, so I don't want to learn ABCD. Now, my father's picture I don't require in my puja room. My mother's picture I don't require in my wall or puja room. They are in my manas. But how do I transfer this to my kids who have not seen? How do I show this is my father? I will keep a picture of my father and then tell my child from childhood onwards, this is my father, therefore this is your grandfather. This is how the tradition has been following to show this is God. This is what is to be chanted. This is what is to be done. Over a period of time, because it's all Shruti, heard by somebody, spoken by somebody, not documented well, godly, very good. Otherwise people would have thrown. If it was written, I will not. That's how people don't learn spellings because it's there in the dictionary today. So luckily people did not take it for granted that it is written somewhere. I will have to study and I will have to transfer to the next generation. We started disseminating this knowledge. While disseminating anything, there could be a lot of grantham moonu pakarthidil muhurtam mutramayidum. When somebody copies from one to another, there can be many wrong things happening. And translation happens, it becomes entirely different. The original Ramayana, when translated into different language, they added their own sankalpas. So that's how we got Kilipat Ramayanam in Kerala. Only one place where the bird is singing. They don't want to tell because the original story was told by Shiva to Parvati, and that's how Ramayana story came to the world. When Shiva can tell, how can I tell the same story as a poet? Therefore, let me make the poet as a bird so that mistake will not be mine. So that's how the bird became a bird. But in Ramayana, there are places where the Sita is the daughter of Ravana. In some country, they believe like that. There are different versions of Ramayana, right? So how do we know whether these are all stories or correct things? We don't have to know. What is that they are trying to communicate to us? That is more important. So religious practices, I don't care what is happening there. I don't mind how is it being cooked, but it must be tasty. It must fill my tummy. I must get energy. So here, all the Purana Itihasas give you something which fills our not intellect, not emotions, not physical, not social. The highest level of spirituality. When you learn, do you feel, yeah, I am getting something. Some enlightenment comes to you. I don't care now. The small things are unimportant for me. Got it? There are a lot of conflict in all of us. Do we reduce that conflict sometime? Do we understand the concept much beyond all this? Or are you still a person who will every day go to light lamp, the smoke is coming and then the pollution is happening and that is what is Bhagavan? Then you are in LKG. Got it? But you have to go to higher level. That higher level of the inner essence is what is called spirituality. But without doing these ritualistic things, you jump into spirituality. It is like without knowing alphabets, you are writing poetry. There can be a lot of mistakes. So you need to undergo all that educational practices, then do a PhD. Just because somebody is selling you PhD, don't buy it. That is why people go for meditation classes. Without even going to LKG, UKG, they get directly PhD from people. Meditation, I will teach you meditation, 10,000 rupees. And you can also teach everybody. Where you have not done a research, how can you do this? So, Ashtanga Yoga describes a different style of reaching into Samadhi. Same Samadhi is the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which is called Moksha Sannyasa Yogam. You are not binded. You are not attached to anything. You know how to be a Sthita Pratna. The word Sthita Pratna is equivalent to Samadhi. But Yoga Shastram, that is why Bhagavad Gita, every chapter when it end says that Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade. What does it mean? It's a beautiful sloka. Idi Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su. This is Bhagavad Gita Upanishatsu. This is the Upanishad itself as it is. Brahma Vidyayam. What is that Brahma Vidya? This creativity which I spoke so far. The Sankalpa which I created. The Sankalpa in which the whole tradition of knowledge, the beautiful method of documentation of a system, which is not one book, millions of pages written. But there is no need of saying that, I had millions and I don't know even a single page. It's all our grandfathers. So it's our sincere effort to read something, learn something, propagate it to the next generation. Not being selfish. I want to learn is not. Let us learn together. That ability is not there. That is not there. No. It's like snatching your food and eating. No, should not do that. It is our grandfathers. And once it is done, that Brahma Vidya and Yoga Shastram, 8 steps. Brahma Vidya, Yoga Shastram. That is what happened in Krishna and Arjuna Samvada. For what purpose? That's also mentioned. Karma Yogo Namaha. Detached karma. That is why Karma Yoga is more important. Soon after Sankhya Yogam, Karma Yoga came. Otherwise, Bhakti would have come. But then some people, I will do anything for somebody. For whom? For everybody? No. For some person who has shown the real life. This is who I am. So therefore, what happened? Krishna has to show who is Krishna. Otherwise, as a friend he was serving. Sometimes as a student you are serving. But not enough. Sometimes you will have to go beyond that student, because there are a lot of teachers and students in the world. Will you become so glamorous, higher level, closer to the person, so that you follow him totally, you understand, you surrender to him, and that will happen. Devotion will happen. When such a devotion happens, your karma becomes sanctified. Karma is same, whatever I am doing is same, but my sanctification is required. That sanctification for each one of us could be different. Got it? There is a saying, you ask my watchman or maybe a security in the gate who is guarding our office and quarters and everything. Even where I am staying now, the quarters is also guarded by security. You ask that security, what is he doing? He will say, I am watching who is coming, who is going, writing down. Because his level is that much. But when it goes to a higher level, ask the chairman of ISRO, the space department, why there is a person there. Because he understands there is a security required for a higher job of people. So the purpose of a security is different from understanding why the security is there by the chairman of or the secretary of the department. So bhakti is the basic system. But why bhakti is required? For a priest it is only daily job. We cannot find fault with him. But because he chanted, we know that is still existing. He may not even know the meaning. Right? But let it go. That is, I believe in him because he knows that much. I believe in him. That is good enough. That is like a student is showing the textbook and saying, this is an elephant, this is elephant. I believe in that boy because for him that is elephant. But let not a very senior person tell this is elephant. Then I don't believe. Then I will ask him question. Which elephant is this? Is this mammoth? Or it's a normal elephant? The original elephant had a big trunk which has got a different structure. Elephant was a non-vegetarian. So I will ask a lot of questions. But to a small child I will not ask. So the priest who is doing puja, maybe somebody is giving bhashan on Bhagavad Gita, I will not disturb. Yeah, he is wonderful, very good. It's like saying a small child is reading a Tingle Tingle Little Star. Wonderful, you are singing very good. I don't care. Understood? The teacher also knows. They will say good boy, good girl. They know that there are mistakes. But when you are a PhD in English, you should not say small mistakes should not happen there. So there is a level of belief system which improves step by step, stage by stage. That is what is to be understood. So when you reach there, probably your faith is not there, you understand. Otherwise a small child knows there are a lot of stars in the night, in the sky. They may not have seen twinkling star. Who is seeing twinkling? We are not seeing it twinkling at all. We are seeing it is only a spotlight, right? We don't know whether it is twinkle or not. But still we teach them tinkle, tinkle. Who told? Have we seen? We have not seen. When you take a telescope and look at it, we know that it's like a quantum physics. We believe in quantum physics. Therefore, light doesn't come as one straight light. It comes in quantum. Therefore, tinkling will happen. But we need how many years? One light year to understand whether there is twinkling or not. No, we don't have that light year. So similarly, I have to believe now because I don't have one Purusha is not enough. Bhagavad Gita itself in the later chapter will tell you it is not one lifetime. You need many lifetimes. So Appaya Dikshitar, when he became enlightened, he told Rupam, 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 the shape what you are seeing, Rupam, Rupa Vivarjidasya Bhavado, Dhyayena Yat Kalpitam. These are all Kalpitam, imagination by me. Dhyayet, for Dhyanam, I created this. For Dhyanam I created, because of Dhyanam the shape came. Stutya Nirvajaniyada Gilaguru Turikridayanmaya. The God who cannot be described, I started describing with a lot of slokas. Saundarya Lahari, the beautiful. No, maybe Lalita Sahasranamam, Vishnu Sahasranamam. Is it I can describe Vishnu by 1,000 names? Is it beyond that? I gave some descriptions as I think is that. That's it. When I call somebody Asha, Asha is not that name alone. Beyond that name, there is some Sankalpa in me. So the name has nothing to do with. So all the names and places, shape has no meaning. He says, Vyaptitvam chamaya krita bhagavato. Hey God, you are spread everywhere. But I have placed you in Tirupati, I have placed you in... And people are fighting for such a temple now. If temple is not there, what? You create temple inside. You know that there is a great poet, Kunjunni Master. He wrote, the Guruvayurulekulla Vazhivayichu Kelkave. The place Guruvayur from my place is this far. And I was wondering, is it that far or is it in my heart? Actually, each house needs, you go to Varanasi. If you have not seen, people have to go to Kashi, Varanasi. Every house is a temple. When you go to Ghat, they will tell you, come to my temple, come to my temple. When you go there, you will see the dress is also, the dirty dress is also hanging over the Shiva lingas. And they will remove it and then do arati there. Because God is there in their house, their kitchen there is, in each houses you will see hundreds of lingas sometimes. Because that was a place of full of temples. Probably full of houses with all houses temples. Why do we want a big granite temple with the 300? Now Akshardham temple, 500 rupees is entry fees. Huh? You go to Tirupati. I never went to Tirupati. It needs you have to pay money, you have to be in large queue. Why? Where is that God? I don't understand. But sometime you will have to obey. See, that is their faith. The faith becomes that. Stutya nirvajaniyatha gila guru. Stutya nirvajaniyatha gila guru. You can describe people like this. Chandavyam jagadisha tadvigalidam doshatrayam matkritam. Hey Bhagavan, I created 3 doshas. Gave name, started describing, put you in some places. These are all 3 doshas which I have done in my life. But my grandfather also constructed temple. We also maintain a temple. We need that because the next generation has to understand. There is a lot of messages which a temple can practice. But you don't have to put granite there. You don't have to make a huge construction there. What is required is one good priest, one place where you feel calm, cool. So any place where it is too heavy rush. And how to do? You go to Guruvayur, you can see people doing dancing by Padal Pada Anugadam Gache, because somewhere somebody said Padal Pada Anugadam Gache. Only that they know. Your circumambulation has to be slowly with the Pada Pada. Ask them the next line. Don't know. Vajastudi Hrudit Dhyanam. Dhyanam has to be in the Hrudayam, but not counting the number of steps. So we reduced ourselves to rituals because belief system has been pushing without understanding. So what we are discussing is a great knowledge system in which we will have to understand things perfectly. with bhakti, with understanding. That's why knowledge and bhakti. Yeah. Then, because I have bhakti, I will do puja. Your breakfast can be 2 hours later. No. I am doing puja, therefore I will go late in my office. No. You have to take care of your children. That is your first karma probably. Going to office is your job duty. Studying is your job. Working is your job. So karma is more important. So Bhagavan clearly said, karma is more important. Ananyaschintayanto mam ye jana paryupasade tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogatshemam vahamyaham. Ananyaschintayanto mam. Without any other thinking, concentrate in me. Who is that me? In Bhagavad Gita, me is karma. Which sloka is that? I don't know. Ananyaschintayanto mam ye jana paryupasade. 9th chapter, 23rd or 22nd. That is
9th chapter.
That is the inscription on insurance company, LIC. Ananyaschintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate. Which people serve permanently to me, not half time. That is also true with Guru. Once you decide that this is my Guru and I listen to him, you can discard him when you get a higher Guru. But you must test him. Accepting him, you must test. So here also he says, you surrender to me. That's what he says to Arjuna. Because after how many? 9 chapters. After 9 chapters only he is saying. So it needs patience to understand that knowledge has to come. Tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogatshemam mahamyam. To such people, it's a contractual agreement. So why insurance company has taken this? You pay your premium, then when you die, I will give you the benefit. Suppose you break premium once. The rule in LIC, you know why LIC is making a lot of money? Because some people will cut their premium. Once they will fail. Once they will forget to pay. Then they will say, you see what I have written? Once you cut, your LIC is cut. I must have given maximum number of lectures for LIC. Just because I know Bhagavad Gita, this sloka. There is a Lugi, Life Underwriters Guild of India. They have got $1 million round table. Those who do largest business with $1 million. Their conferences, I was invited speaker for many years. You can see Lugi website, Dr. TPS Lugi web. You will see my name there. Still they are continuing as a. So they are very strict in, if they cut the premium, finished. Similarly, the bhakti is also like that. Surrendering is also like that. That's what Bhagavan says. Surrender to me totally. Ananyaschintayantoma. Without any other thought process. Same true with the karma also. Don't, when the rock you have to break, you will have to cut. You have to hit that. How many times you have to hit? Until it breaks. Understood? Maybe I must have hit 100 times. Yeah, it's not coming. And then you leave that place. But already your hit has made cracks inside that you are not seeing. That's it. And maybe somebody else will come, one hit, it will break. Why is it breaking? Because the earlier person has hit, already given sufficient hits. The break is inside. Only it is not visible. So you need a lot of patience to understand Bhagavan. It will not crack that easily. It will not break that easily. Or what is to be done? That is where Guru is required. Suppose a stone cutter knows how to hit. He will not randomly hit. He will look at the whole stone and then see, oh, one hit here, another hit here. It will become 2 pieces. That's the skill of a stone cutter. Similarly, a guru is one person, he knows how to take people to higher levels. So you don't have to read Bhagavad Gita from chapter 1 to chapter 18. Not required. Because I know 200 slokas. That's enough. More than 200 slokas are not enough in Bhagavad Gita. Because the original is only 200. As far as now it is understood that 200 sloka is good enough. You don't require Bhaja Govindam, the total one. 14 slokas is good enough. You don't require Saundarya Lahari, the total one. 40 slokas are good enough. So that is what Bhagavan also said. Ivambu misram ananya shastram bahu veditavyam There are a lot of Shastras, there are a lot of Vedas. Alpascha kale bahuvascha vigno. You have only little time in your life and lot of troubles in your life. So what is to be done? Ivambo mistram. Just like a swan, drink only the milk, not the water around it. Go to the essence. So Bhagavad Gita has to be understood and studied like this. Your question was very close to Bhagavad Gita. So because you did not understand, you asked why Bhagavad Gita and my question mixed together. So don't have patience. It will come. Understanding will come. So your question or anybody's question for any subject is not different from what we are discussing in Bhagavad Gita, because Bhagavad Gita is the essence of Upanishads and Vedas are the essence of the whole world life. So any question can be connected to this book. That's the beauty of this Bhagavad Gita. Right? But maybe because we keep explaining something, we may refer here and there something. So therefore there can be some dilutions of understanding. You need patience. So any questions? We have few more minutes. Are you happy?
Yes, I am very happy.
Yeah, it should show. Be happy. Enjoy. Yeah, I learned something new today.
Yeah, I am very.
Yeah, but no point. It has to tell.
Hello.
Yeah.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
I'm Venu Kumar.
Yeah.
మనం ఏదైనా సందిగ్ధంలో ఒక డిసిషన్ మేకింగ్ లో డౌట్ ఉన్నప్పుడు భగవద్గీతలో విచ్ చాప్టర్ విచ్ శ్లోక కెన్ ఆన్సర్?
Actually, Bhagavad Gita is like a sambar. You cannot tell whether it is dal which is giving taste to sambar or dhania powder is giving taste or water is giving taste.
Okay.
But I can tell you who is the best politician India has seen or the world has seen. Do you know who is the best politician the world has seen?
All are the best.
No. I don't see there are any libraries in America without a textbook on Mahatma Gandhi.
Oh.
Not one. I don't think the presidents of America had got that many books stored in libraries like Mahatma Gandhi's books are stored.
Okay.
Mahatma Gandhi followed only one book in his life, and that is Bhagavad Gita. And you know the interpretations on Bhagavad Gita by Mahatma Gandhi? The book is called Gita, My Mother.
Gita, my mother.
Yeah. So when you have Sanigdhavastha, you don't know what to do, whether this is correct or that is correct. As a small child, whom do we go and ask?
Mother.
Mother. So Bhagavad Gita is like a mother. Do mother give one answer to all the problems, or based on the problem the answer is given by mother?
Based on the problem.
So Bhagavad Gita also gives based on the problems. So can you say that ee maata amma chepte adu baagundi anni problem ki ee maata chalu?
Yeah, true.
అట్లా రాదు కదా.
Correct.
సన్నిగ్ధావస్థ ఏముంది, ఎలా ఉంది అది చూసి అనలైజ్ చేసి that time she will tell what is the answer. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita is not one tablet.
Okay.
We need to understand that so that you don't require tablet at all. You will not have Sanigdhavastha because Bhagavan says there is no problem in the world. Got it? When do you think there is a problem? See, in English, when we have a problem, what do you say? I am in a problem. That's the English word we use. Kada?
Yes.
Yeah. Am I in a problem? Because if I am inside a problem, my problem is bigger, I am smaller. Kada?
Yes. Yeah.
Then only I can go inside a problem. So I am in a problem is a wrong usage.
Yeah.
So you know what Bhagavad Gita will tell? Problem is in me. I am not in problem. Problem is in
Me.
Because problem is very small, I am big.
Correct.
So when problem is in me, what should I do? Drink a lot of water, go to washroom, flush it and say no problem. I've been. That's what Bhagavad Gita will teach you. Whenever problem comes, you say no problem.
No problem.
Can we say no problem? Every problem, you say no problem. That's a beautiful thing. But you need lot of courage for that. That is what, see, Mahatma Gandhi was not a joke, I'll tell you. Assume that you are driving scooter, right? And somebody came and hit you with a car.
Okay.
Will you be able to tell him no problem, go?
No.
Yeah, that is what Mahatma Gandhi taught us. Where did Mahatma Gandhi got this? From Bhagavad Gita.
Okay.
See, that is an instance. He is not my enemy. It can happen to me. It can happen to my son.
Correct.
Arthamainda. I was in Delhi. My son was driving in Hyderabad. He said some lorry came and hit on my car. The glass is broken. What should I do? I said, let him go.
Okay.
See, there is a beautiful Telugu song and Malayalam also it is there. Ponal pogattum poda. Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, everybody knows this. You search Ponal pogattum poda.
పోతే పోనీ లేరా.
అంతే పోతే పోని ఏమవుతుంది?
Yeah.
Do you have the courage? What did I earn in this life? Nothing. I did not earn anything in my life. Pradeep knows, Pradeep ji from Ponnur knows, I don't have anything. What I have is I have Pradeep. I have Pradeep with me. I want something from Ponnur, he will give me anything now. Kada Pradeep? I have got lot of people. What is that we want in our life other than people and contacts? When do I get it? Assume that when somebody hits, I say, don't worry, go. He will be with you throughout. That is what in Lalita Sahasranamam, Shatru Buddhir Vinashaya. Shatru Buddhir Vinashaya. When I believe that Venukumar is my enemy, assume I believe that Venukumar is my enemy. Who is believing you are my enemy? I am believing. Kada. You don't even know that I am thinking like that. So we keep thinking this is my enemy, that is my enemy, he has done it knowingly, he has hit me knowingly. This is only my thinking. If I remove that, not that Shatru has to be removed, the Shatruta Buddhi in me has to be removed. If I don't have Shatruta, assume that you are driving scooter, your son car came and hit you, will you scold him? You will not, na? Because he is not my relative, I am scolding him. Now let me, the other way. Assume that, I'll tell you, assume that there is a glass kept here. And by mistake, I kept the glass here. By mistake, your son, maybe wife, somebody, mother or somebody just hits it and then falls down and it breaks.
Yes.
We immediately scold. Have you not seen this glass? Your eyes are there for to see. You will get a nice lecture we will give.
Yes.
Assume by mistake with my hand it fell down. Then what you will ask? Who kept the glass here?
Again throwing the issue on the other people.
Yeah, Bhagavad Gita says take your responsibility as your. So karmam. That is my karma, yeah. Take it as mine. How does it matter? But as a teacher, probably I will have to tell. When Asha speaks something is not correct, I will say, do it like this. But I have it is not with hatred. It is to correct sometime. So don't say that tomorrow onwards children can do anything at home. Where do they learn? You will have to tell them. But even if you scold your children 100 times, do you have enmity to them? But then, if there is somebody else where you keep the enmity, that's a conflict. The problem in life is only when you keep that conflict inside you. Can you get rid of these small conflicts? That song is best. Bhagavad Gita is not required. One song. No problem, or what is that Telugu song?
పోతే పోనీ.
Pote Poni. Ante. That's a beautiful Ponal pogattum poda. Nothing happens. We are not going. We are going. It's only small time, moment of some time we are living together. Ante kada.
Yes, sir. Yes.
It just goes. It is not 120 years. Maybe I will live another 20 years. Say, in that 20 years, not every day I am meeting you. I am meeting only one fraction of moment in my life. Only if I am good, probably you will come back to me. If I am not good, you will never come back to me. See, what I can give you is only nice words.
Yes, sir.
Understood? When my attender works with me in my office, whenever he does a small thing, I'll say, good boy, wonderful, very good. He said, sir, why are you telling this? See, in government, I cannot pay you 1 rupee salary extra because salary is not in my control. What I can give is Priyavakya pradhanena sarve tushyantu jantavaha tasmat tateka vastavyam vachaneka daridrata. Priyavakya pradhanena sarve tushyantu jantavaha. Nice words are told, people will love.
Yes. Yes.
Tasmat tadeka vaktavyam. Then why can't you tell nice words? Vachaneka daridrata. Why do you want to show your kanjus, daridram in words which you are using? So sometimes people don't use words, I will scold them. Asha, why can't you tell that it is good? Yeah. Anyway you have to do it. Why can't you do immediately? Why do you want last moment only I will post so that only 3 people will get the message? No. Why I did not post yesterday? Because yesterday there was another lecture which I have to post to many people. So the prioritize. Do as much best as you can do as you know, so that you are free. Everything is done, you are free after that. Prioritization. Happiness. When you are in a hurry, you get worried. When you are in a hurry and worry, definitely you angry will come. So that is the problem. So that need to be controlled. So take sufficient time, be cool, calm, be matured, think a little higher so that your level is higher. So when your thinking is higher, level is higher. When level is higher, small problems are not problem for you. That is what Bhagavad Gita teaches. Right? So larger goal, larger spectrum, do for everybody, love everyone. That is the message of Bhagavad Gita. Don't small, my relative, my people, so that larger people we will not serve. That should not be there. That's it. Vinu, where are you from, Vinu Kumar?
I'm from
Uppal, yeah. I know, but I am asking so that others will know. You are attending first time, right?
Hello. Your voice is breaking, sir.
You are attending first time?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now once you attend, when you listen to my videos, yeah, you will feel some closeness. Without once attending, you start looking at a video, it looks something different. So that is why the webinar will help you to get attached to the person. Anybody else? Good enough? So pranams to each one of you. Tomorrow we will take some subhashitams because we just stopped with the subhashitam. Priyavakya pradhanena. We will take some subhashitam on communication skill, etc. from tomorrow, unless there are few questions. If you have a question, you could text so that we could pick it up from the questions. Okay? Use my WhatsApp, text a question so that we can pick it up. Yeah. Namaskaram. Namaskaram to all of you.
Namaskaram. Pranamam.
Pranam.
Dhanyawad, Guruji.
Pranam.